I'm going to ask a question right now, Jim, talking about your youth, and I want to say to anyone right now listening with kids, maybe don't let them listen to this segment. It's a little sensitive for young ears. But
now, where are you going now after you've talked about your debauchery and all of the whores that you hung out with in Montreal? You were like Jean Ferret when he hung out.
I'm like Jean Ferret, really?
In the red light section in Montreal there because he enjoyed the company of the ladies.
I think it was literally the exact same area he would have been in, so that makes sense. But Jim, this question was sent to CornyDriveThru@gmail.com from Blake Williamson. Hello, Mr. Cornette and Mr. Last. Coming to you again from the great city of Richmond, Kentucky. As a fun question for the holidays.
Richmond also is the closest cookout location to me. The restaurant, the fast food place, Cookout. That's the closest one.
I don't know that. That's a chain?
Yeah, yes, it's, oh, for heaven's sake. You people up there in the Northeast are so deprived. Cookout is a chain. They started in the Carolinas, and every time I'd go to like the Charlotte Fan Fest, that would be because they're open till 4 a.m. They have the fastest drive-through in history. Cheeseburgers and Cajun fries and hot dogs and gourmet milkshakes, 30-something different flavors and blah, blah, blah. You're missing out.
Does the fastest drive-through make you happy or concern you? I mean, they're just shitting out burgers at that point if they're just throwing them out the thing.
But they're good, unless I will say that some of the cookouts, since they've been spreading, they've spread from the Carolinas. Now, like I said, there's one in Kentucky. You see there's a few in Tennessee. The ones that are farther away from the core area sometimes are not as good because those people have not grown up eating that food, so they're not as well versed in it, but I'm hoping they'll catch up. But no, it's shockingly and magically fast is what it is. But there's always a line because especially after midnight, that's one of the only places to eat, but they get through it quickly. It's amazing.
Well, let's go back to Richmond, Kentucky. I would like to ask Mr. Cornette if he recalls when he found out the big guy, Mr. Santa Claus, was indeed fictitious. That's why I said it was sensitive for the children out there listening.
Well, I have a feeling that if there's children listening to this program, they've probably already been desensitized to stuff like that, and they're being sensitized to something else. It wasn't a revelation. Like, nobody told me and I cried about it. It's just that, as you get a little older, you start picking up on things that you wouldn't have picked up on when you were a kid. And then also you get to watch a few more of the TV shows that make jokes about don't tell, little Junior McGillicuddy there that there's no Santa Claus. And you kind of figure there was no aha moment. Just like with wrestling, you kind of start seeing things. And if you pay attention and you're up close, I'm not talking about just the general aspect of, well, they're not really mad. I'm talking about how things work and etc. If you pay attention, it slowly begins to make itself clear. So there was no big, oh my God. But I'll tell you one thing. This motherfucker last week tried to tell me that the tooth fairy was bullshit. And there's no way that's possible, because how the fuck would anybody else have known I had that quarter under my pillow that time I swallowed my tooth in my sleep and didn't tell anybody? But there was still a quarter there. How would that have happened? I know it was one of my front teeth, but at the same time, I didn't think anybody was going to notice.
Well, Jim, that sounds like a serious issue, maybe one that you could talk to someone about, and luckily you have a quarter, so you can put it right into that phone. Do they still have payphones? Imagine we are in a world with payphones, and you could take that quarter and you can call someone for some help.
You can take that quarter and call somebody that cares. No, what you could actually, and that's another thing. What happens if somebody is, let's say, abducted in a carjacking? You're asleep, you've pulled over, and you're asleep in the back of your car because you're just tired on your drive, and somebody jumps in and steals your car and takes off down the interstate. Now they see that you're in the back seat, right? And they immediately pull over to the side and pull you out and begin slapping you about the head and face. Well, they can't let you loose with a cell phone, so they throw your cell phone in the creek. And they can't let you loose with any money because since they've gone this far, they might as well take your money. And then you're out on the side of the road. If you can get to someplace and turn them in, you're going to. So they're going to take your shoes so that you can't get anywhere very quick. They're going to drive off in your car. Now what you are is some poor, miserable, put-upon motherfucker that's limping down the side of the road in the gravel emergency lane with no shoes on, barefoot, with just, if they've left you your pants and your shirt, you got no money and no phone and no wallet. Well, who's going to let you have their cell phone? Nobody. That's where a payphone comes in. Because if you can merely beg a quarter and drop it in that payphone, you could call the police. But otherwise, you're just going to be a barefoot, sore-footed, broke, no car, hanging out on the side of the highway motherfucker because there ain't no payphones anymore. Now, if that happens to you, ladies and gentlemen, you've got problems, and if you've got problems, you need to call the folks at BetterHelp. Now, there's a transition for you, Brian.
Oh, boy, is that a transition?
The folks at BetterHelp can help you because it's something interfering with your happiness, like getting carjacked, left on the side of the road, or preventing you from achieving your goals, such as getting to Christmas dinner, but you ain't got no car. Or whatever the case, BetterHelp will assess your needs and match you with your own licensed professional therapist, and you can start communicating in under 48 hours. It's professional counseling done securely online with a broad range of expertise available, which may not even be available locally in many of your areas, especially in the wilds of southern North Dakota and the Appalachian part of northern North Dakota. The service is available for clients worldwide, though, not just in the Dakotas. It's all of the country and the globe as we know it today. You can log into around the globe. If you can be reached with an internet signal or, one of those fan boats that Humphrey Bogart and Katharine Hepburn used in The African Queen, if they can get to you, they'll service you. You can log into your account anytime, unless you have Spectrum Internet, in which case it might be questionable. Send messages to your counselors and get timely and thoughtful responses. Schedule weekly video or phone sessions. Whatever the case, BetterHelp is committed to facilitating great therapeutic matches. And it's more affordable than traditional offline counseling because they want you to start living a happier life today. You can go to the website and read the testimonials that are posted daily. Go to BetterHelp, BetterHelp, BetterHelp.com/drive and get 10% off your first month's services. Join the over 1 million people taking charge of their mental health with the help of an experienced professional and stay away from being carjacked. BetterHelp.com/drive, 10% off your first month's services.
Well, Jim, we better help the listeners right now and get some questions here on the show. Questions and quips.
It was only as fun for them as it is for us.
That's right.
On the things that we're not recording. Go ahead.
Well, let's get some questions and quips. I can't even say it.
Questions and quips.
Well, if they only know what just happened off air, it would be even funnier. All right. Here's a question.
Contagious, ladies and gentlemen. The Baba Wawa variant of COVID has come to Brian Last and Jim Cornette. Now we're having comments and quips.